It's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, pause, but like, check this out.
In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation.
The entertainment industry has always been a breeding ground for juicy gossip, heated rivalries, and the kind of behind-the-scenes drama that keeps fans talking for decades. But every so often, a feud emerges that doesn't just grab attention. It shakes the very foundation of Hollywood's carefully curated image. And one such battle, the ongoing war of words between Katt Williams and Kevin Hart, two comedy legends, two completely different trajectories, and now, it seems, a clash involving not just personal jabs, but allegations tied to some of the industry's darkest secrets. Buckle up because this is about to get messy and maybe a little too real.
You're not done, and that Combs did not do this alone. Do you foresee that there could be other charges related to this case?
I'm not taking anything off the table.
Let's start with the latest bombshell. In a recent interview, Katt Williams didn't just throw shade. He launched a full-scale verbal assault on Kevin Hart, effectively accusing him of being an industry plant. For those unfamiliar, the term refers to someone whose success is allegedly orchestrated by powerful entities behind the scenes, essentially a puppet designed to dominate the spotlight. Pretty harsh, right? But Katt didn't stop there. He claimed Kevin's rise to fame wasn't organic and that Hart was handed opportunities on a silver platter, opportunities that, according to Katt, had initially been offered to him. This isn't your typical celebrity beef. This is a full-on conspiracy theory, and it's got fans questioning everything. Katt's accusations, delivered during an appearance on Shannon Sharpe's Club Shay podcast earlier this year, were as cutting as they were detailed. He didn't hold back, calling out Kevin's rapid success in Hollywood and hinting that something about it just didn't add up. Have we ever heard of a comedian that came to LA and within his first year, he had his own sitcom and a leading role in a movie? Katt asked. His frustration evident? No, we haven't. Not before Kevin. Not since Kevin. What do you think a plant is? Ouch. That's not just shade, that's a forest fire.
No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is?
Now, let's break this down. For years, Kevin Hart has been the poster child for comedic success. From sold-out stand-up tours to blockbuster films like Jumanji and Ride Along to endorsement deals with major brands, the man seems unstoppable. But according to Katt, there's more to Kevin's meteoric rise than meets the eye. He alleged that Hollywood executives essentially groomed Hart for stardom, bypassing more seasoned comedians, including himself, who refused to conform to certain industry demands. Katt even went as far as to say that many of Hart's early roles were scripts he had turned down, claiming he'd requested revisions to avoid playing characters that didn't align with his personal standards. This isn't the first time Katt has accused Hollywood of playing favorites. Over the years, he's built a reputation as one of the industry's most outspoken critics, often highlighting what he sees as systemic bias. But his comments about Kevin, those hit differently, especially when you consider the timing. Kevin Hart, fresh off a successful Netflix special and gearing up for his next big project, has seemingly been riding a career high. Yet Katt's words have cast a shadow over that success, prompting fans to question whether there's some truth to the claim that Hart's rise was orchestrated. And if that wasn't enough, Katt's comments about Diddy, yes, that Diddy, have added fuel to the fire.
Now, to the latest on the arrest of Sean Diddy Combs. This one has so many people talking. The disgraced music mogul facing federal racketeering, conspiracy, and trafficking charges. Both the prosecution and defense teams are set to discuss the next phase of action following the indictment, as investigators work to determine potential co-conspirators. But how exactly did...
Here's where things get even more complicated. Diddy, who's currently facing serious allegations of misconduct and corruption, has long been a controversial figure in the entertainment world. Over the years, rumors have swirled about his parties and the questionable behavior that allegedly took place behind closed doors. Katt, never one to mince words, has alluded to knowing more about Diddy's activities than he's let on. And now, with Diddy's legal troubles making headlines, fans are revisiting Katt's past interviews, wondering if the comedian was dropping hints all along. In fact, during the same Club Shay podcast, Katt made a point of connecting the dots between Diddy and Kevin Hart, though he stopped short of making any explicit allegations. Still, his words were enough to spark a wave of speculation online, with fans theorizing that Hart's early Hollywood deals might have been tied to his association with Diddy. And while this is all just conjecture for now, it's worth noting that Hart and Diddy were often seen together in the early days of Hart's career. Old photos and videos of the two partying have resurfaced, adding more intrigue to the story.
And I hate to seem like a petty individual for picking apart lies, but Jussie Smollett gonna keep lying until you say we don't believe you.
One particularly eyebrow-raising clip shows Kevin Hart hosting an album release party for Diddy back in 2010. In the video, Hart is seen mingling with guests at a lavish hotel gathering, cracking jokes and playing the role of MIC. At one point, he even sits on the edge of a hot tub surrounded by women, clearly enjoying the spotlight.
Matter of fact, Kevin, come here. Kev, I want you to talk about me as a baby. Come here, man. You mess it all up. I don't even feel comfortable with you in my bed. Hold on. Can you go get some girls? So we can be in the bedroom with some girls? Let's get some girls up here, please.
While the footage itself doesn't show anything incriminating, fans have been quick to question the nature of Hart's relationship with Diddy, especially given the recent allegations against the music mogul. Was Hart simply networking with a powerful industry figure, or was there more to their connection? It's a question that's fueling countless online debates.
Look at this. Matter of fact, while the girls come, hey yo, no, check this out, no homo, come here, man. Hey yo, Kevin, come here, no homo. We're gonna have a contest. You know we're gonna have a contest, we're gonna get our breath first, because your breath be stinking sometimes. And we're gonna go back and forth.
But let's not lose sight of the bigger picture here. Katt Williams' feud with Kevin Hart isn't just about personal grievances. It's about power, influence, and the lengths some might go to maintain their status in Hollywood. By calling out Hart, Katt is essentially challenging the entire system, questioning how success is defined and who gets to achieve it. And while his comments have certainly ruffled feathers, they've also opened up an important conversation about fairness and transparency in the entertainment industry.
And people get caught up in the illusion of Hollywood. People really get caught up in this.
Kevin Hart, for his part, has largely taken the high road in responding to Katt's accusations. In a tweet that could only be described as classic Kevin, he dismissed the drama with humor, writing, "Gotta get that anger up out, Shade Champ. It's honestly sad." He then used the opportunity to promote his upcoming Netflix film, reminding fans that regardless of the controversy, he's still very much in demand. It was a calculated move designed to deflect attention from the feud while subtly reinforcing his image as a hardworking, unbothered success story. But while Hart's response may have been lighthearted, the implications of Katt's allegations are anything but. If there's even a kernel of truth to the idea that Hart's success was orchestrated, it raises serious questions about the integrity of the industry as a whole. Are certain stars being pushed to the forefront while others are deliberately sidelined? And if so, what does that say about the values and priorities of Hollywood's power players?
A US judge has ruled that the rapper and producer Sean Diddy Combs will stand trial on federal sex trafficking and racketeering charges in May. He'll be held in prison until then. Sean Combs has pleaded not guilty to charges that he used his business empire to transport women and male sex workers across state lines to take part in recorded performances. If convicted, he could face a life sentence.
Of course, not everyone is convinced by Katt's claims. Critics have pointed out that his comments could stem from jealousy or frustration over his own career struggles. After all, while Katt Williams is undeniably talented, his path has been far from smooth. Legal issues, public meltdowns, and clashes with other comedians have overshadowed his accomplishments at times, leading some to question whether his criticisms of Hart are motivated by bitterness rather than genuine concern for the industry.
I came here today just to tell the truth, so hopefully we can get down to the bottom of this. I'm 100%, the charges against me are 100% false, and hopefully due to time, we'll start to see that.
Still, it's hard to ignore the passion and conviction with which Katt speaks. Whether you agree with him or not, there's no denying that he's willing to say what others won't, even if it means risking his own reputation in the process. And that's part of what makes this feud so fascinating. It's not just a battle between two comedians. It's a clash of ideals, a fight for authenticity in a world that often feels anything but genuine. As the drama unfolds, fans are left wondering what's next. Will Katt continue to air out Hollywood's dirty laundry, or will he shift his focus to new projects? And what about Kevin Hart? Will he address the allegations head-on, or will he stick to his strategy of staying above the fray? One thing's for sure, this story is far from over. With Diddy's legal troubles looming large and rumors swirling about other celebrities potentially being implicated, the stakes couldn't be higher. And as more details emerge, the lines between rumor and reality are sure to blur even further.
That he has a shrink coming by his cell to see him several times a day. And now there's talk about putting him in, it's like a bubble. It's like a cell that has like a plexiglass wall in it where they have inmates watching you. That's actually their job, to keep an eye on the inmates that are on watch.
But for now, all eyes are on Katt Williams and Kevin Hart, two comedy giants whose feud has become a lightning rod for some of the entertainment industry's most pressing questions. As fans dissect every word, every tweet, and every old video clip, one thing is clear. The truth, whatever it may be, has the power to change everything. And if Katt's claims are as explosive as he says, Hollywood might not be ready for what comes next.
In her civil lawsuit, Cassie said that she was the victim of abuse, assault, and at the hands of Diddy.
The story only gets more tangled from here as new layers of this unfolding scandal bring in other big names, jaw-dropping claims, and whispers of a web of secrets stretching well beyond Kevin Hart and Katt Williams. It seems Hollywood's shiny exterior is cracking, and more people are starting to wonder just how deep this rabbit hole goes. What started with a comedian calling out another for being an industry plant has now evolved into a much larger conversation about power, manipulation, and the shadowy dealings of some of the entertainment world's most powerful players. Let's talk about the bigger picture, because while the feud between Katt Williams and Kevin Hart may seem like the central point of drama, it's becoming increasingly clear that this is just the tip of a much larger iceberg. And at the very heart of it all, Sean Diddy Combs, the man who's been dominating headlines for all the wrong reasons. His recent legal troubles are stirring up old rumors, bringing forgotten footage back into the spotlight, and casting a long shadow over the careers of those who have been closely associated with him.
Those individuals allegedly included high-ranking supervisors in the business, personal assistants, security staff, and household staff.
Diddy's arrest in September on allegations that could lead to a life sentence has been the talk of the industry. And while he maintains his innocence, the charges against him have opened the floodgates. Celebrities who once partied with him are now finding themselves under scrutiny as the public begins digging through the archives to uncover connections that might shed light on what really went on at his infamous gatherings. From claims of hidden cameras to accusations of underhanded dealings, the allegations surrounding Diddy have left no stone unturned.
This is very significant, just from who we associate Diddy being and everything we've seen him do over the decades. Like you said, this is quite the downfall to go from, we saw the mansions back in March that were raided by the feds. So to go from living in those mansions to being in a jail cell right now, I think it really underscores the magnitude of what he's facing and the weight of the federal government.
And this is where things get really interesting, because according to some sources, Diddy's parties weren't just exclusive. They were downright bizarre. They've been described as events where boundaries blurred, rules disappeared, and anything seemed possible. The Resurfaced accusations from former employees, bodyguards, and even a few brave celebrities paint a picture of gatherings that were less about celebration and more about control. One former bodyguard, Gene Deal, didn't mince words when he claimed that Diddy's events were carefully orchestrated spectacles where everything was being watched. He even alleged that hidden cameras were installed throughout Diddy's properties, capturing footage of guests without their knowledge. And here's the kicker. Rumor has it these tapes included some of Hollywood's biggest names.
I think it's to be expected, just the shock of this and the questions about what is ahead of us. How long is he going to be in custody? Is this an R. Kelly situation? Is he going to not get out for a number of years? Is he going to end up serving a long-term prison sentence from this? Or does he have a chance of beating these charges at a trial that could come, within the next 2 years? I think there's a lot of...
Courtney Burgess, another figure who's recently entered the spotlight, claimed during a grand jury testimony that he'd seen footage of major celebrities at these events, and some of the details he provided were chilling. According to Burgess, the recordings, allegedly handed to him by Diddy's late ex-partner Kim Porter, featured multiple A-listers, some of whom were reportedly underage at the time. While no identities have been confirmed, Burgess described the tapes as containing disturbing content, adding that everyone featured seemed to be under some sort of influence. If true, these claims could have catastrophic consequences for anyone involved.
Yo, I just got some information myself, man, because it was strange to me that every month he's going up for a bail hearing, and I know that seems strange.
But the connection between Diddy and Kevin Hart is what's really raising eyebrows. Fans have been digging up old clips of the two together, looking for any signs that Kevin might have been caught up in the chaos. One video from a party in the early 2010s shows Kevin joking around with Diddy, making light of the evening's events while surrounded by partygoers. On the surface, it looks harmless. Just two entertainers having fun. But given the current context, fans are questioning whether there's more to the story that hasn't come to light. Could Kevin's meteoric rise be linked to his proximity to one of the industry's most controversial figures? And if so, what implications might that have for his career moving forward?
Just me and the lady. This is my scene. I'm used to this type of thing. Doing what I do best. Oh! Did the camera catch that? Got the camera! Got the camera!
It's no secret that Diddy has been a divisive figure for years. Even before these recent allegations, whispers about his behavior have circulated in the industry. From his mentorship of teenage stars like Usher and Justin Bieber to the lavish, secretive parties he hosted, Diddy's name has long been associated with stories that make people raise their eyebrows. One particularly unsettling rumor involves Usher, who reportedly lived with Diddy as a teenager. In an old interview, Usher recounted how Diddy exposed him to a lifestyle he wasn't prepared for, describing the experience as pretty wild. Though Usher didn't go into detail, the vague nature of his comments only fuels speculation about what really went on during that time. And then there's Justin Bieber, who was still underage when he began spending time with Diddy. An old video of Diddy and Bieber resurfaced recently, showing the producer claiming that he had custody of Bieber for 48 hours. At the time, it seemed like a joke, but now fans are looking at the clip in a whole new light. Some are even speculating that Diddy's mentorship of younger artists like Bieber and Usher was less about helping them succeed and more about maintaining control. Whether these claims hold any weight remains to be seen. But one thing's for sure, Diddy's reputation is taking hit after hit, and the fallout is extending to anyone who's ever been associated with him.
It's a question of that, but when you read through the indictment, it's pretty clear who could be indicted as a co-conspirator. Right now, there are people in the indictment who would be considered unnamed co-conspirators, but clearly have played a role in this conspiracy. And I think prosecutors have some big leverage on them because they're hoping that they testify against Diddy as prosecution witnesses.
And we can't forget about Katt Williams, who has been vocal about Diddy's influence for years. In interviews and comedy specials, Katt has alluded to knowing secrets about the music mogul that could change everything. He's even joked about Diddy's famous parties, hinting that they were anything but ordinary. While some dismissed Katt's comments as just another comedian pushing boundaries, others are now revisiting his words with fresh eyes, wondering if he was trying to send a message all along. Could Katt's feud with Kevin Hart be tied to his disdain for Diddy? And if so, what does that say about the larger power dynamics at play in Hollywood?
We are not done. This investigation is ongoing, and I encourage anyone with information about this case to come forward and to do it quickly.
What's particularly fascinating about this entire saga is how it's pulling back the curtain on an industry that thrives on secrecy. For years, Hollywood has been a place where whispers stay whispers, and those in power go to great lengths to protect their image. But with social media and the public's growing appetite for transparency, those days might be numbered. The allegations against Diddy, combined with the resurfaced rumors about Kevin Hart and the ongoing feud with Katt Williams, are shining a spotlight on the darker side of fame, one where success often comes at a price. As more details emerged, the question on everyone's mind is, who's next? If the rumors about Diddy's tapes are true, and if they really do feature some of Hollywood's biggest names, the fallout could be unprecedented. Careers could be ruined, reputations destroyed, and the industry as we know it might never be the same. And while Kevin Hart has managed to stay relatively unscathed so far, the same can't be said for others. With figures like Katt Williams refusing to stay silent, it feels like we're on the brink of a major reckoning.
When people got a lot of money and they got lawyers that can come up with different reasons and different information and present it to the courts, that they are able to get how many bail hearings, as long as you got different information to present to the court, different evidence.
Of course, not everyone is convinced. Critics of Katt Williams argue that his comments are nothing more than a publicity stunt, a way to regain relevance in an industry that's largely moved on without him. Others point out that without concrete evidence, it's impossible to know whether his claims about Kevin Hart or Diddy hold any truth. But even if Katt's motives are questionable, there's no denying that his words have sparked an important conversation, one that's forcing people to take a closer look at the entertainment world and the people who run it. The public's fascination with the story shows no signs of slowing down. Social media is flooded with theories, as fans and critics alike try to piece together the puzzle. Some are calling for more celebrities to speak out, while others are demanding accountability from those in power. And as the spotlight continues to shine on Diddy, Kevin Hart, and Katt Williams, it's clear that this is just the beginning. The entertainment industry may never be the same again, and honestly, maybe that's not such a bad thing.
Hey, real quickly, all that commissary stuff, he's not getting any of that because people in the shoe have an abbreviated list. So he's out of luck. No stake for him. Yeah, he is on suicide watch. This guy thought he would have went home. All of a sudden, he didn't get bond. Remember, the first night that he was there, he was like an overnight.
So where does this leave us? Are we witnessing the unraveling of long-held secrets? Or is this just another case of rumors spiraling out of control? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure. As the drama continues to unfold, fans will be watching closely, ready to dissect every word, every revelation, and every twist in this ever-evolving saga. The truth, whatever it may be, is bound to shake Hollywood to its core. And in an industry built on image and illusion, that truth might be the most shocking thing of all. And there you have it, a feud that's as much about personal rivalry as it is about the underbelly of Hollywood itself. But what do you think are Katt Williams' claims about Kevin Hart being an industry plant rooted in truth, or is this just another case of sour grapes? And when it comes to Diddy's parties and the swirling allegations, how much of it do you think is real versus exaggerated rumors? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear what you think about this unfolding drama. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, stay curious and keep digging for the truth.